Hello, hello. Howdy, friends. Hello. Hello. Oh, my goodness. Hi, friends. Happy Wednesday. Just checking in on the chat before we get started. I also need to do a little cleaning here. I think that may help things. Let's see. Hello. We have Carrie. Hi, Carrie. Why is it like that? I can only see just a little bit. Hi, Carrie, Karen. Oh, I know. It's because I was trying to chat. There we go. Carrie and Karen, Denise, Brenda, Mimi, Kathy. Hello, friends. Hi, Trish. Elizabeth. Good evening. Hi, Heather. Lisa. Wanda and 111 Renee's. Well, hello, friends. Happy Wednesday. If you are just hopping on to hang out and be social, groovy. If you are hopping on to see what's new, awesome. As we kind of let people start to work their way in on this Wednesday evening, I had asked a couple people in the chat that I know live in Southern California how they were doing and if they were near the fires. I don't know. If you've been living under a rock, you may not know. I don't mean to say that in a bad way, but they're horrible, like once in a lifetime, making history, devastating fires in Southern California. So any of our friends that are in Southern California, please take care of yourself and be safe. And just thinking about you, just incredibly devastating. And to watch what's happening on the news, it's just scary. And I can't even imagine what it would be like to be there. And even if you're a little bit ways away, and it's just affecting, I'm sure, the whole state of California. So please stay safe and just know that we're thinking about you. And I know lots of people here are as well. Hello, Pamela. Oh yeah, nope, Denise, they're red. Let's see. They've been red back to normal since yesterday. Denise is asking about my nails. I've worn this same blush color for at least 10 years. And once a year it changes, and that is over the holidays. Now, the way the holidays kind of fell this year, I ended up having red nails for about 6 weeks, which is a long time for me. And so it's great during the holidays, but once the holidays are over, the way that it kind of worked in with my nail appointment, once the holidays are over, I am like so ready to be done with the red nails. But whenever my appointment falls is when it falls. And so it was yesterday, January 7th. So I don't know, almost 10 days, right? Not quite 10 days, but no, more than 10 days, 12, 13, I don't know. However many days, that many days too many to have my red nails. So yes, they're all nice and back to neutral. And so when I'm working, they're not as obvious, but you gotta be, festive for the holidays. All right, let's see. Hello, got Denise. Air quality is horrible and the wind is crazy, I'm sure. Right, like they're saying it's like hurricane winds, 100 mile an hour with the fires, which just makes it so devastating. It's just, I can't even imagine. Hello, Marie. Hi, Patty. Heather, yes, Heather says praying for our California friends. Three Beans Mambo. I remember that name. Is here from Canada. Hello. Hi, Louisa. Louisa, you are Southern California too, aren't you? Or Northern? I don't know. It's hard to remember where everybody lives. I mean, I don't. Some of you I've known for a really long time, so I just know like where I met you, and I know you from teaching. Hi, Bev, Pamela, Karen. Lots of places, lots of businesses, lots of services, lots of things closing in California just because it's, it's just so dangerous. Ms. L, hello. Mimi in California, but many hours away, which is right. Good. Hi, April. Was very excited to be here. Jackie Lieb from very frigid Chicago. I know, right? Then you see on the news the in the eastern part, I guess Midwest, kind of east, upper Midwest, like freezing, like crazy, then really winter weather. Things are a mess, right? Hi, Mary Peck. Nice to see you. I always love seeing Mary Peck. I always love seeing all of you. But Mary Peck, you are like, I don't know. I think about you and I think about your face and it just puts a smile on my face. You're just always like a burst of sunshine. So fun to see you. Hello, Geraldine. And then there's Nick, another burst of sunshine. Yeah, that's Nick. Nick's my husband. Let's see. Brenda, April. Okay, I want to make sure I just said hello to everybody. Hi, Christy. Robin from Arkansas. Holly, hello. Um, 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 okay, and Louise says Southern California. That's what I thought, but you haven't been directly impacted. So that is good. Okay, friends, so if you're just joining, we're just sending as many positive thoughts as we can to our friends in Southern California who are experiencing the devastating wildfires. So just so scary, so scary. Okay, so here we are. We are here for What's New Wednesday. I have some fun things to show you tonight, so let's just dive right in. I will turn off overhead lights, spin the thing, all the things, do all the things so that we can see. There is a link in the description box of the video. There's actually a couple of links. The primary link is a link to my website at layallbymail.com that will take you to the What's New page. So some of these products have been around maybe about a month, but I just haven't had a chance to show them to you yet. So if you're not seeing them on the first What's New page on the website, just, keep going. Hit the next page, the next page, the next page. I've also included some direct links to a couple things that we're going to take a look at. So either way, it should be very easy to find what you're looking for. If you're watching live, welcome to you. There's a live chat that takes place, and that's how I'm interacting with all of you. If you're watching the replay, welcome to you as well. If you have any questions, whether live, well, I shouldn't say whether live or replay. If you're watching live, pop them in the chat. If you're watching the replay, you can just leave a comment and I will be notified and we can continue our conversation from there. Sound good? Sound good. Oh, April, and I just happened to see April's comment. Nick was telling me that Dallas maybe is supposed to get like lots of inches of snow, which is, unheard of. It's just, it's weather time is, scary in a lot of places in our country right now. So be safe. Winter storm watch in North Texas. Right, snow. Let me make sure. Zen girls, it really did just start. Zen girls, I've emailed you a couple times. So if you have not seen that email, I don't want to be a pest, but if you haven't seen that email, double check your junk spam folder. You guys should always double check your junk spam folder. And not just for me, but lots of businesses for whatever reason get flagged as spam or junk. So some of you tell me that that's where you find my things. So if you're not hearing from me, double check your junk spam folder. All right. Okay. Let's turn off, turn on, rotate, and do all the things. Okay. Let's do that. Let me rotate the camera. All right. And turn off that light. Reggie is asleep in his little bucket here, Reggie the cat, so that's good. Hopefully he will not correct. I just saw a comment. I was reading a comment. Hopefully he will not disturb us. He seems to sleep until I'm done, and then when I'm done, he likes to get up. So that's good. That works out well. Hi, Marta. Marta said, hello, Leo. I made a live. Awesome. Nice to have you here. Always nice to have you guys here. Maria's getting her hair done while watching. I love it. All righty. Just turning up the brightness of all those lights. Okay, let's dig in. A couple of new things, and I used this new tool on Saturday for rub-ons, and it wasn't up on the website when I used it on Saturday, and I said I would put it up on Saturday afternoon, and so I did. So let me show you this little tool. It is, it's meant for one thing, but we're using it for another thing. It is an embossing tool from Tonic, okay? So it's just a little embossing tool, nice little cushy grip here. It has two metal fixed, they don't move, but two metal balls on the end. So one is large, one is small. And when I say large and small, 12 millimeters is the large one and 8 millimeters is the small one. So what this is meant for is actually working in to emboss with like some of your dyes. And I'm going to show you quickly what you could do with it, but you guys know this is not me. This is not something that I would normally do, but I'll show you what it can be used for, then I'll show you what I'm using it for. So if you have a flower, and let's pretend that that's a nice die cut flower, right? I just fussy cut that from one of Vicky's wrapped in ribbons paper, so I just cut it from there. If you have a flower and you want to give it a little bit of dimension, you can take either end. And generally, the larger the petal, in this case, you probably want to use, and the larger the petal, probably maybe want to use the 12 millimeter, but the smaller the petal, maybe a little smaller guys. So what I can do, and I have a kind of a cushy little mat here, like a foam mat. If I just take either end and I just kind of start to move that around, it is going to give some lift and dimension. Actually, I should probably do this the other way because now it's going to look funny this way. It's going to give some lift and dimension to that flower without ending up with some weird creases and things like that. So now I guess I'll do it the other way. You can tell this is not what I use this for. But it's kind of a fun way to, especially if you're layering, see how that's now all of a sudden really come to life? If you are layering maybe multiple die cuts that are flowers or something like that, you can really get a lot of fun dimension just using that tool, right? So here's this is I am such an artiste. Look at that. That's my fussy cut flower. So you could even, I suppose, like create your own flowers. You could do the same thing with punches and things like that, but just by kind of in a circular motion, I'm getting a lot of dimension to my little pieces there. Now, you could even create like your own petals. Again, just kind of cut that out of a piece of paper. But the more I work that, the more lift I'm getting. Okay, so that's what that's for. But we're not using it for that. At least I'm not using it for that because these aren't things that I typically do. Can be used for that. That's what it's designed for, but not things that I typically do. What this little tool works great for is rub-ons. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I have some rub-ons here. Those rub-ons are from the 49 and Market. Let's do this one. Anything is possible. These rub-ons are from the 49 and Market Birdsong collection. So typically with rub-ons, you either have a blunt tool like this, or maybe you have a blunt popsicle stick that comes with the rub-on, but you have something like that that's blunt, but it also kind of has your edges, either edges like this or a point like this. So sometimes when you're using something like that on a rub-on, you'll end up like digging into the rub-on, digging into the paper a little bit, but this little tool is nice and smooth and round, so it doesn't do that. So I'm just going to take that rub-on, that little anything is possible, and it doesn't really matter which end I use. It's funny, it feels so hard and rough now when I'm used to doing it on that little guy. So just kind of rolling that around. And when I say rolling, this is fixed. So it is not, the ball is not moving. I am moving that around. All right, so then I'll just start to pick it up, lift it up with my reverse grip tweezers and see how I did. Everything looks good. All right, so just a tool. You know, tools are fun to have. Don't get me wrong. This works just as well. This works just as well. But some of you that like your tools, a lot of times we've been talking about rub-ons and been talking about how much we miss the old basic gray rub-on tool. If you like to use tools, and this is now a multi-purpose tool, right? Because you could use it for your rub-ons or what it's intended for embossing. But that new little guy, it's a great price point. I think it's $6 or something like that, $6 or $7. Let's see, Brenda, I think someone just said you're a genius. I don't know if you were talking about me. I did not, that is not my idea for that tool. Heather said, you're brilliant. Amy, you guys, some of you, well, if you've been on my lives, Amy, my friend Amy Sonneman has popped in. She does a lot of work for me in sourcing and things like that. And we'd actually been kind of looking at creating a rub-on tool. And then she sent me one of these and said, hey, try this and see if you like this. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this works great. We don't need to create our own mail by mail rub-on tool. We'll just use this. So, I mean, you know, not we'll just use this. I mean, I'll use this and I'll carry it on the website. So fun. It was a great suggestion by Amy. Got to give credit where credit is due. So that's what that little guy is, that little rub-on tool. So on the website, I call it a rub-on tool. I call it the Tonic Studios rub-on tool, but it really is a large embossing tool. Okay, so that's the first thing. Next thing up is a magnetic die storage stand. I know, thank you, Amy, right? I don't think she's with us tonight. She's been joining us on some Saturdays. All right, magnetic die storage stand. So this is just another one of those things. I mean, some of the tools that we have are necessary when we're crafting, right? Like we need to have our scissors. For me, I need to have my tweezers. That's just something that is part of what I feel like I need. This is a nice to have, not a have to have. What kind of salesperson am I? This is a nice to have, not a have to have, but it is a very convenient way to keep your dies handy when you are working with them. So it actually comes flat. And it took me a minute to figure out how to make the magnet work. It actually sits like that. So there's kind of a little triangle there. But this whole front of the sheet is a magnet. And so as you're working, it just kind of sits on the work surface. You probably saw that over in the corner here, but it's just sitting on your work surface. And as you're working with your dies, it just, you're working with them, pull them off, pull them back on, especially if you're doing a lot of things with the same die or dies kind of repeatedly. Maybe you're making a whole bunch of clips in this case. It's just a nice, convenient little stand to have there with you. And then it folds up. So it folded up, in that little box. I don't keep the box, but it just folds up like that. And then you can store it away. So that is a magnetic die storage stand from Crafter's Companion. All right, so let's see what else we have here. We have, a couple new workbook and planners. All right, so I have redesigned the Listing with Lael workbook. This workbook has been around since October of 2021. I have used it since October of 2021 to plan all of our Saturday listing sessions, all right? So I had, back in October, and this is funny. This is how I know it's October 2021, because I'll show you. Here is my original. This is my original that I used for, there's the first one, October 2021, and it ended up being full, actually, in July of 2024. So for 3-ish years, that is what I was using to plan all of our Saturday listing sessions, all right? So in here, this is a version for you guys. Mine is a little bit different because there's some additional information I need as I'm doing my planning for our Saturday listing sessions. But you have room to sketch your lists. You have room to list products that you want to use, the items that would go on your list. So you have, I think, 36 double-sided, so like 72. Room for 72 days, or however you want to track your lists. Then you have some pages for list ideas, any different list ideas that you'd like to do. You have design ideas. And then you have a notes section. So this is a revised version for 2025 based on a survey that I sent out to everyone that had purchased that in the past. And I just kind of asked, hey, what would you like to see? What would you like to see differently? And I incorporated as many changes as I was able to. So that one is available both in a, what did I just do with that? Oh, I put it away. That one is available both in a printed and wire-bound copy, and then it's also available for digital download. So you'll see that under the what I'm using, or not what I'm using, that's on a Saturday. You'll see that under the what's new. I think I linked it specifically also under the what's new. And this is my version. Oh no, that's last year's version, or last 3 years version. This is, no, where am I? No, this is my current one. Gosh, Lael. This is my current one. So it's just something I continue to use. And it's a tool that is very, very important to me, to our Saturday listing sessions. Here's a little tip too. Some people said we'd like to have a different choices for cover. And on this one, like the other one, there's enough white space there that you can put whatever you want right over the top of that. That's what I did with mine when I originally, excuse me, that's what I did with mine when I originally put mine together. So there you go. Next up, we have a weekly planner. The weekly planner is kind of funny. Let me just grab a quick drink here. I've got a little frog in my throat. Denise said she bought the digital version. What paperweight did I use? A regular copy paper, Denise. For the workbook, it is regular copy paper because I don't really care if there's any like shadowing or ghosting. It's just kind of a workbook. So regular copy paper. On this next one is a weekly planner. In both cases, the workbook and the weekly planner are things that I designed for myself based on needs that I had. And then on Saturdays, I'd be pulling them out and like in this one, making notes if I needed to do something or follow up on something. And enough people said, wait a minute, what are you using? What is that? And I said, oh, this is what it is. And enough people said, well, we would really like to have one of those. And so now these are also available on the website. There are 16 different covers available in the weekly planner. So the weekly planner basically has a calendar up front. Nothing is dated. So you can start and stop whenever you'd like. You've got your 12-month calendar here, month, and then you have notes on the other side. And then you break into a weekly planner. I have been a planner all of my life, going all the way back to the very start of my career. Actually, back to college when I worked at a stationery store and I had a Filofax. And then when I got into my career, I started using a Franklin planner, the maroon. There was the other word, the burgundy one that you could see me, the burgundy one that was like the purse that you'd open up your giant planner. And then I've used every planner since. I ended up making my own because I look at a week and I just make a list of what I need to do that week. And that's what works for me. So that's what this planner is. You basically have a sheet for each week. Yes, the Franklin Covey, I know, right? You have a sheet for each week, so 52 weeks, and then you have a note section in the back. So there are, like I said, I think 16 different cover variations of that. And this is mine. This is mine that I won't show you too much of it, but you can see that was first week. I have to be careful showing some of these things when it's actually mine because there's some information in there. That's the first week. That's the first week of the year. So I just won't show you. You just know that this is what I use. There's some phone calls I've been having about design work, so I don't want you to see that. Anyhow, so there we go. And I actually use it. Questions. How much is the workbook? So Wanda, I believe, and double check on the website, but I believe the workbook is $25, I believe. And that's down from whatever it was before because we ended up reducing the number of pages. We cut down on some of the content that people weren't using. Okay, so there we go. Those two things, the planners and the workbook. The planner is also available. Well, really, it's a one-page. It's a one-page download for that, for the weekly. All right, let's look at questions. Zen Girls plan. We're already a week into this new year and I'm behind the 8 ball. Guess what? Never behind the 8 ball. Never behind the 8 ball. Zen Girls, it's never too late to start. Really, it's never too late to start. Gina said, did you see the new Simple Stories collection coming out? Golfing, I did. I saw the new Simple sets. Simple Stories, I think, released 4 new Simple sets. Golfing, pickleball, cornhole, and I don't remember what the other one is. Those Simple sets are not something that I will be bringing in just because they really don't kind of work for me in the listing that we're doing. But you guys know, I hope you know, if there's ever something that you see that I have not brought in that you want me to bring in, shoot me an email and I'll see what I can make work for you. All right, just looking at chat. I think I have everything in the chat. If I miss something, just pop in and let me know again. Okay, next up, we are looking at oh yes, Gina, thank you for Nick's. I know. So you know what? Nick is actually, he's still golfing, but not as much. He's doing, well, it's obviously winter, so that kind of hampers the golf here, at least in Utah. But he is doing a lot more fly fishing too. So he's trying to maybe branch out in some of his hobbies. He's been a fly fisherman forever. Just hasn't done it for quite a while. So he's really in the last year kind of into that again too. It was really cute, Gina. Yes, it was super cute. All right, next thing I am going to show you, because I haven't shown it yet on a What's New Wednesday, is the new Season Pass. So Season Pass is a brand new program that I launched at the end of December, and horrible time of year to launch it. But I had to, because it was replacing a program that I had for 7 years, and that was the bi-monthly Traveler's Notebook project kit. So the Season Pass is not specific to Traveler's Notebooks. It is kind of an all-encompassing thing. It will come out on a quarterly basis. So the one that was released is for winter spring. So basically, each quarters of the Season Pass will have product very specific to that time of year. So I'll show you this one. They are always going to be packaged in one of my 13 by 13 storage pouches. So this is a perfect, the storage pouches, this is a perfect use for the storage pouch. But as we look, kind of the idea behind this, I have been in the industry for a very long time, both as a crafter and then working for a number of different manufacturers over the years. But I'm basically like you guys, right? We like to do our crafting, whatever we're using, you know, our paper and stickers and stamps and things for. But I have a lot. A lot of us have a lot. And one of the things that I started realizing kind of mid last year as I was looking at, you know, what was happening out there and what was happening with me personally as a crafter was that you typically find collections that are very deep. Okay, and when I say deep, we'll be looking at some of those collections tonight, a couple of the Simple Stories collections. But let's say you have a winter collection. Well, it has all the paper and the pad and the rub-ons and 18 die cut packs and stickers, and it's just really deep for a particular theme. And a lot of times I want just a little bit of multiple themes, right? So that's the whole idea behind the Season Pass. Kind of broad with a product selection as opposed to deep. So as we look at Season Pass, and all 4 Season Passes this year will be structured exactly the same. Are the zippered pouches available for 12 by 12 paper? Karen, these are 13 by 13. So this is the size that you would use for 12 by 12 paper, if I'm understanding your question. But yes, that 13 by 13 is what you would want for your 12 by 12 paper. Okay, so basically the Winter Spring Season Pass has themed paper and die cuts and stickers and stamps for the first 3 months of the year. January, February, March, or winter kind of love, Valentine's, and spring. You have a number of 12 by 12 papers. Lael, I meant, oh yeah, we're good. Autocorrect. So you have, starting out with a cover sheet, and I know you're like, yeah, what's so great about the cover sheet? Well, the back side is usable. I purposefully had a pattern printed on the back side of that, right? Why just make it blank? I can give you a pattern to work with. So we'll see kind of how I use that little pattern on something in a second. But that is just a very faint, like a dot grid, kind of like a little graph paper. From there, you have, for each month, you have 2 12 by 12s, and they are double-sided, so patterns. Stronger kind of hero patterns on the front with more of a basic pattern on the back to work with. And then you have a 6 by 8 for each month. So your 3 by 4 cut apart cards, and then on the back side, another solid, you know, one pattern. And then you have an 8.5 by 11 that is split into 1, 2 patterns on the front, and then a third on the back. The reason I did this, when we are working in a traveler's notebook, usually we're working with a 6 by 8 piece of paper, and we're cutting the 6 by 8 down to fit in our traveler's notebook. So I thought, well, why not do an 8.5 by 11 so we can have 2 different patterns that we can use if we're working in a traveler's notebook, or on the back side, you have another pattern that you could use if you are, say, working on a, I don't know, 12 by 12 layout, right? So kind of everything is meant within that month to mix and match together works for 12 by 12 layouts, works for your traveler's notebooks, works for mini books, tags, cards, whatever it is. So you get just like a little snippet of each theme. So there are the papers for winter or January. Then we move into February. You'll notice kind of 2 hero patterns on the front. As we move to the back, more basics that you can kind of build and layer with. Then, I know, Zen Girl says, what if you like all 3 papers? Well, then you decide which you love the best, right? All right, here is our, or I could say buy another one, but I am looking at for the spring summer season pass on whether I want to bring in additional papers so that you could buy like an add-on pack of paper. Trying to figure all the details with that out, but 6 by 8, so those are your little cute 6 by 8 or 3 by 4 cards that you can cut apart or use not solid pattern, but use one pattern on the back. And then again, you have that 8.5 by 11 that you can either use both patterns there or a nice plaid on the back side. Okay, and then same thing for spring or March. You have your 2 hero patterns on the front. You have your basics on the back side. You have your 6 by 8, your 3 by 4 cut aparts, and then I did a little something different on this one. You have 2 halvesies, and then you have your 8.5 by 11. So great for your traveler's notebooks or just smaller pieces if you're working in, like a 12 by 12 layout, but giving you as many patterns as possible. Because a lot of times we don't need a full sheet, but this is a way that I can go pretty broad across multiple themes and in a particular kit. So there we go. All those papers, there are 6 double-sided 12 by 12s, 3 double-sided 8.5 by 11s, and 3 double-sided 6 by 8s. So those are papers. Then we move into the die cuts. So the die cut pack has 64 pieces. So, we didn't do artwork on the back of that. Anyhow, 64 pieces. So I'll show you this. You can see all of this on the website at lilbymail.com. You'll see kind of that image, but that die cut sheet is basically about a third and a third and a third in terms of the die cuts that go with that particular month or theme. Okay, so your pack of 64 die cuts, all of it is manufactured in the US. Then we have the word strip stickers. If you know me, you know word strip stickers are my thing. So that is a 5 by 7 sheet with 81 word strip stickers and divided kind of a third, a third, a third. So January, February, March, and then there's extras that are kind of a little bit more would work with anything. You have the stamp set, 4 by 6 stamp set. So the stamp sets will always be kind of a little bit more neutral along these lines. So the stamp sets, I don't have any plans to include any of the icons from the collection in the stamp set. And as a crafter, I would rather have a stamp set that I continue to use and use and use. Everything on here you could use forever until your heart's content. You're not stuck with a cute little bumblebee or something like that. So your little icons you're picking up more in the die cuts and in the paper. All right. This is the only thing in the kit that is not exclusive. I have to still figure out if it makes sense to work with China to do exclusive washi based on quantities. So these I am getting from Simple Stories, and these coordinate with the 3 months. You have the option with the season pass to either include Traveler's Notebook inserts or not, because this kit is not just for Traveler's Notebooks. It's really meant for any kind of crafting, but if you are a Traveler's Notebook person, you can also get the lined inserts with it, a package of 2. So that is the Winter Spring Season Pass. There on the website for the Season Pass, there is a link to a blog post that has answers to a ton of questions. Ton of questions. One of the questions is, will that Season Pass for the rest of the year be in that same design style? And the answer is no. The design changes up every quarter. So that is kind of the design. When I say design, I mean the artwork. That's kind of the artwork for the winter spring season pass, but that will completely change up quarter by quarter by quarter. And it's not a subscription, so you can buy it one quarter and not buy it the other, or buy it all 4 quarters. There is a discount if you want to buy an annual season pass. There's a 15% discount. So you don't see that on the website, but you can just email me at laelbymail@gmail.com, or go to laelbymail.com and click on contact us, and then I'll explain kind of how that works. All right. Karen said, I find I typically love the B-sides most. And you know what, Karen, that's interesting you said that, because for me, that is usually how I craft. I usually craft with the B-sides, so a little bit more of the neutral patterns, and then I bring in like the icons and things through the die cut. So that's just kind of how I work. So I thought I'd show you a couple of things, a couple of examples of what I have done with the winter kind of part of the season pass so far. So I have set up my traveler's notebook. This is something that I redecorate every month. So this is how I've decorated it for the month of January. There is a class, or actually 3 classes that take place during each quarter for the season pass. And that is what we do here. So that class is specific to kind of decorating your traveler's notebook and decorating your slip covers for your inserts. But it's open to anybody that purchases the season pass. So that is what we did in class. We kind of got those things ready. And I thought I'd show you a couple more things that I am doing. So back in 2019 and in 2020, I started doing something called habit tracking. And this Zen girls you were talking about, the beginning of the year and maybe being late to the game. Don't feel bad. I decided I was going to start doing this again on Monday. So I did this in 2019 for a couple of months, maybe 6 months. And in 2020, I did it again for a couple of months. And then I kind of fell off the bandwagon. But I am committed to doing this for every month of the year. And basically, I am tracking habits that either I want to embrace, or habits that I'd like to break. All right. So I used one of my dot grid inserts, and the dot grid inserts are nice because it's the perfect kind of spacing between those little grids for bullet journaling, or in this case, habit tracking. So I just kind of started from the right edge with 31, worked my way over. So across the top, those are all of the days in January. And then down here along the left, I tracked or listed the things that I would like to do. There are a couple that I have not been doing well at all, but guess what? That's okay. I have the whole month and then the whole year. Like moving my body, no, hasn't happened. And reading hasn't happened. Some of the others, better. No, I will tell you, there's a couple at the bottom, and not that they're habits that I want to break. So some of these I want to have lots of X's, and some of these I'd like to have very few X's. Like sugar. I am a sugar addict. I will 100% tell you I'm a sugar addict. So I would rather not see... it's okay if I see a few, but I don't want to see every day like December, right? Same thing for alcohol. I am not a heavy drinker, but there are times that I will decide I'm stressed at night and I would like a glass of wine. So kind of really focusing on maybe finding other ways to alleviate my stress. So some of the things I'd like to see fewer X's, and some of the things more X's. But basically something like this, habit tracking, is just a great way to visually see how you're doing. And I get excited to mark things down, and then I feel guilty if I'm not marking things down. So anyhow, this is another thing that I am doing for this. Paper PDFs for habit tracking. So I did think about that, Karen. I'm still kind of thinking about how to do that the best way. And it may be in a traveler's notebook insert, that the insert has that itself, not PDF. So we'll see. Anyhow, that's one of the things I'm doing in my traveler's notebook, habit tracking. And I use the product in the winter spring season pass. I use the January stuff for that. The other thing is I always do a calendar. So that is a calendar insert, and then I just kind of decorate my calendar with some of the pieces I have left over. Okay, so those are some of the things I've done so far. And don't fall off of your chair, but I also scrapbooked a layout. Super easy layout, right? Super easy because it's just a grid with some photos, but I also used the product from that winter spring season pass to do that. All right. The design team, a number of members, not everyone, but not all of them, but some of the members of the design team also have the season pass, and they will start adding projects to their social media. And you'll start seeing those in emails and also on the blog. There are 2 outside of what I've done that are on the blog right now. One from Nolana and one from Tara. Some kind of fun things that they've done. So continue to watch for different examples of how to use, not necessarily how to, what, some different ideas on what you can do with the things in the kit. All right, and that's the winter spring season pass. I will tell you, because this is the first time that I have done a kit like this, we're about 83% sold so far in just a couple of weeks. So I did place a small reorder. I placed a small reorder this week for all of the products for the kit because I don't want to sell out too early, which I know sounds odd, but I kind of want to try to balance it the first time. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right, that is the winter spring season pass. We are now going to look at 2 collections from Simple Stories. Simple Stories has 4 collections that have been out maybe about a month-ish. So we will look at 2 this evening. We will look at the other 2 on the 15th, which is a week from today, January 15th. On January 15th, you really want to join me for What's New Wednesday, because that is where I will also release that day the January stamp and die release. So my stamps releases happen every other month, usually about mid-month, with some exceptions, but this one stamps and dies. And then also that day I have 2 new storage pouches that are pretty awesome. So lots of fun things today, also lots of fun things to take a look at next week. I have less of this today to show you than I would have shown you perhaps a couple of weeks ago. And I will explain why. This is the Simple Vintage Fresh Snow collection from Simple Stories. Let's get those other colors out of the way. Those things are kind of distracting me up there. The Fresh Snow collection from Simple Stories. So the Fresh Snow collection, paper pad, 6x8 paper pad. There were rub-ons. Simple Stories is now out of the rub-ons. I think I have 2 packs of rub-ons left on the website, but once they're gone, they're gone. There are 3 packages of die cuts, which we will take a look at. There's no washi in this collection. They didn't do washi. I did have the big bundle. The big bundle is when I bring in everything in the collection kit, all of these things, the stickers, the chipboard, all of the things, the rub-ons. I reordered 3 times. And then after that, I tried to reorder again, and the rub-on sold out. So no more big bundle, but we'll still take a look at what's here because it's fun and we'll use it. So let's start out with the 6x8 paper pad. This collection has sold, well, I'm assuming sold really well for Simple Stories. It sold really well for me. And as they start to sell out of things, that's always when you're like, oh gosh, I missed it. Wanda, there is not a, wait, is there a sticker book? Ooh. Is there a sticker book? There's not rub-ons. I am not sure, Wanda, because in my stack here, there is not a sticker book. But that does not mean there is not a sticker book. I have not worked with any of this collection yet. So, I will, actually, let me look in this little bin over here. Whoopsie. Let me look in this little bin over here, just to double check. If it didn't get mixed in, it is not mixed in. Okay. I'm not sure. Wanda, if you email me, I will check, but I will probably forget. Okay, so starting out with the 6x8 paper pad, Simple Vintage from Simple Stories is always super, super, super popular. It sells very well. People really enjoy it. The collection, snowflakes, little, I'm having a rough time with my brain. Pine cones, a nice plaid, beautiful vintage, kind of ephemera, polka dot. Look how sweet that is, that little snow scene with the little deer. Really cute. That's kind of a different style than we've seen Simple Stories do. A nice plaid. Oh, that is beautiful. So this kind of collection, definitely winter, But also, if you keep it in your stash until maybe next December, you could work really well into maybe some of your Christmas projects as well. Or I guess you could get a jump start on some of those now. Love that. It's almost like we've taken our Poshka white paint pen and made spatters everywhere. Nice ephemera there. So it kind of has, a lot of the papers have that little kind of spatter look, which is fun. As we continue, some tags. Oh, that's beautiful. The wood grain. Some journal elements, just a nice soft, ooh, I love that. Love that paper with all the layers. We haven't seen Simple Stories do something like that from before. That is really fun. I will tell you, I am now seeing it for the first time. And obviously I ordered it, but I have not flipped through anything yet. That is beautiful. I love that, kind of with the watercolor trees at the bottom and the sky. You have your 3x4 cards. That is a gorgeous snowflake, kind of a dark navy. Another set of different 3x4 cards, a winter floral, and then you repeat. So 6x8 pads have 24 sheets, 2 each of 12 designs. All right, now we're going to look at this, the bits and pieces. So let me grab a couple of trays out here so we can look at the bits and pieces, and then I can move them away. Lots of pieces, so we'll grab a number of different trays here. I know, I don't think there was a sticker book. So Simple Stories, we'll see them do this same thing with the Heartstrings collection. Their kind of Love Valentine's collection, where they are, in some of the collections, not necessarily doing the full range of product that they normally do. All right, so this one is the Floral Bits. Floral Bits, 57 pieces. Lots of florals and pine cones and greenery and so forth. Oh, you know what you could do? Remember our little tool? Our little fun tool where we were, and I put my, look at, who knows? Maybe after a while I will start doing some fun things with this little embossing tool besides, I just need to work it a little bit, but to get that kind of a lift, that would be really fun. Just kind of work that around. Look at how it just starts. You know what that reminds me of? It kind of reminds me of, you know, remember those little red, really thin, like plastic fish that you'd put them on your hands and they'd roll up or whatever? Yeah, so kind of like that. When we do that, it just kind of lifts and lifts. Gives that whole bunch of different dimension. That was a bit of a squirrel moment. Some greenery, little pretty eucalyptus. That is a beautiful spray. Greenery with some pine cones. So the floral bits, I love that Simple Stories started doing floral bits a couple of years ago, because without the floral bits, we'd have to get any of those little things. We'd have to go into pattern paper and like fussy cut them out. So those are great. Little small ones, different sizes. Sometimes you have some repeats in of the same item, but in multiple sizes. That is just a beautiful. And you know what? If you're in an area that doesn't have snow, well, maybe you could do what I wish it was like if we had snow, or if I had snow, if we really had winter. These are the things that I would love to do if we had winter. All right. Anyhow, what did we say there? 57 pieces, some big, some small, but nice, beautiful florals. And then the accents that go with those little florals, like the pine cones and little berries and things like that. Okay. The fortune teller fish. That's exactly what it is, April. That's totally what that reminded me of, as that flower was just kind of blooming in front of our eyes. Next up, we have the sentiments bits. So the sentiments bits, it's a mouthful. Sentiments bits are generally a little bit more word focused. All right. Well, obviously not floral, but I say more word focused as opposed to, look at that. Love that, that giant snow. That's large. Word focused as opposed to more the bits and pieces, which are the icons focused. Now, with some of these things, they are meant to be used together. So let's just see what we have here. Lovely, wishes, winter, bunch of different winters, snow. Look at that's fun. You're snow wonderful. You're snow wonderful. Okay, so like this one, your is not meant to be used by itself. I just don't know. You'd have to go through everything and figure out what it's with. Thank, not meant to be used by itself. So there's a U in there somewhere, right? A thank you. But these are great for titles on your projects. And then also great for cards, right? Sentiments like that. A lot of times you need sentiments on your cards. It's time to, I don't know, it's time to see, you're just like layering a bunch of things together, okay? So those are the sentiments bits, and there are 58 of those. So something like that, that's a nice size that could work on, be a great title on a traveler's notebook, or even working into a title on a layout. Or a mini book, of course. And then there's all these little pieces, all these little snowflakes that I have lost, and then lots of little hearts as well. So you kind of get some filler pieces in there too. Those are the sentiments bits. And last thing that we're going to look at in Fresh Snow is the bits and pieces. So those are more the icons, right? More the icons. I'm dreaming of a white winter, right? Yes. All right. And Karen jokingly said it's also a spring collection for Colorado. Yes, and for Utah too, because that's what happens, right? We tend to get, both of our states tend to get, oh, look how cute, ice skates, tend to get winter. Like March and April are usually really heavy, at least for us here in Utah. That's almost the worst snow months. Well, I say worst. I mean, it depends on which way you're looking. The worst snow months, the heaviest. Some stars, but you also with this kind of have that little snow effect on a lot of the ephemera. So the little almost look like splatters. All right, so loads of pieces in here. This one seems like it has a lot of pieces. Yep, 72. So when you go to the website, when you go to layallbymail.com and look at a product, generally you'll see two images. You will see the image of the product in the package, and then as the secondary image, you will see all of the pieces. So you can go look at all of those pieces as you're looking at whether you think you need the bits and pieces or the floral bits or the sentiments bits or what have you. But there's a lot of pieces in there. Lots and lots and lots of pieces. But I always like to open them up because it's, as a crafter, for me, it's very helpful for me to do this, right? I mean, I ordered this. I saw all of this online. But as I'm opening the package, I'm like, oh my goodness, look how cute. Because there are things in the package that you don't necessarily, or things when you're looking at things kind of pseudo in person, right? This is pseudo in person, that you can't see on a website, that you just can't see online. All righty, there we go. So that is Fresh Snow. 6x8 paper pad and 3 packages of die cuts. That one has come in and out. I've had it in and out several times. As I mentioned, Simple Stories is sold out of a number of the items in that collection. So that's the one, if you've been like, ooh, I'm not sure, I might wait. If you are like, okay, now I like it, I wouldn't wait much longer because it won't be around for long. Okay, so next up, we're going to take a look at the second of the 2 Simple Stories collections that we're seeing tonight. The second one is called For the Record. For the Record. So every year, Simple Stories releases a collection in this kind of vein at the beginning of the year. And it is great for, I use it a lot for my end of year wrap ups, for my beginning of a new year as I'm listing and things like that. But it's just a good kind of general all around collection. So we're going to start out by taking a look at the a la carte pieces first. And when I say a la carte, these will be all of the items that I have brought in that you can purchase separately a la carte on the website. And then after that, we will take a look at the big bundle because I do still have, I think maybe 4 big bundles left For the Record. So the big bundle, when we take a look at that, that is everything that you're seeing a la carte plus the other items in the collection that I generally don't bring in a la carte. And when you buy the big bundle, it's just it literally is a bundle. And you click once on the website. And when you do that, it's 15% off because you're buying the whole thing. All right, so starting with the paper pad, as we mentioned before, as Reggie and I mentioned before, 24 sheets, 2 sheets each of 12 different patterns. And of course, everything is double-sided, so you get lots of patterns. Really nice color palette, very kind of neutral. There are some primary colors and then some softer colors mixed in as well. To me, this collection kind of has a dual personality. So you'll see lots of florals and softer colors, and then you will see some more maybe geometric things and more of your primary colors as we look. So you'll kind of see that as we go through. I love the oranges and the pinks, and I like it when a collection does this because it's almost like you're getting two collections in one. So when you're using, say, this part of it, it looks very different from when you're using, say, that part of it. Cameras, multicolored cameras, a nice yellow arrow, some cut aparts here. Love that. Love, love, love that one, that chunky stripe. In fact, I used the 12 by 12 version of that in the 2025 year in review project kit. A nice little ledger there with, or lined with some flowers on the back. Some cut apart tags, which these are actually, that's a mixture of tags and some little like journal elements. I love that Simple Stories has started to include different components in the 6x8 pads than the 3x4s that they normally do. So some of the pads have 3x4s in a collection. Let me rephrase that. Some collections have 3x4 cards in their 6x8 pads and other collections don't. The pads are not varying within a collection. More of kind of those primary colors. That's a really fun plaid, some word strips, some little tags. These are fun to cut because they're smaller than you'd see on a 12 by 12 version of this paper. And that's a nice thing about a 6x8 pad is that the pattern is scaled down. So you're working in a smaller size, so the pattern is smaller, so you see more of the pattern in that smaller size. This is kind of going back to this look again, right? You see how, like I said, there's kind of two different personalities to the collection where you have kind of the softer floral side and then the more, a little bit more bold primary color side, but everything still goes together. Also, this one does have some 3x4 cards. And then that pattern repeats. So 2 sheets each of 12 different patterns. That is the 6x8 paper pad. Then we'll take a look at the sticker book. I have used this collection, I want to say probably on 3 or 4 lists so far, and it's still going strong. I'll continue to use it for the next couple of weeks on our Saturday listing sessions. And obviously it's not the only thing I'll use, but it's just such a good generic for this time of year. Sticker book has 8 sheets, 243 stickers. If you used the Simple Story sticker books for a while and you have not used them in a while, earlier this year. So last year in 2024, maybe mid-year-ish, they changed the weight of the paper in their sticker books. So the weight of the paper is now thicker, which means your stickers are thicker. So nice. They did not change the price point, which is also very nice. They kept the price point the same. So icons, some really fun kind of little, what could we call this retro now? A cassette player. I guess it is kind of retro now, isn't it? Some word strips, florals, tabs, washi strips or pattern strips. I love these. I think these are really fun. You'll see these again in some of the sentiments bits, but some of the words, and these are really fun too, where you can put a date or a name or, a title or something within that sticker. Clips, more icons and words. Love this guy. Look how long that is. That's almost what we see in their simple vintage collections, almost like the ephemera pieces that are, multiple pieces, but that's really fun. So those are the 8 sheets in the sticker book. All right, next up, hang on, I have a little something in my eye. Got to kind of address that. Okay, next up, let's take a look at the rub-ons. So the rub-ons, 2 6x8 sheets. You have that side, all your little pieces that you can use. And then you have that side. I love this. I love that string of numbers. You could use those all together as a single rub-on, or you could use just a string of them, maybe like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or maybe you're just cutting each of those off of the sheet and putting, your numbers on whatever project that you're working on. So really great rub-ons. I love this component of the collection. So we'll start to see that a little bit in the bits and pieces or the die cuts, kind of that vintage, not really vintage retro-y. I love that kind of look. I think it's really fun. All right, so let's take a look at the washi, and then we will move on to the die cuts and the ephemera. All right, so washi, Simple Stories.
does, ooh, that is not right. Interesting. So what you should be seeing here, this is brand new. I just opened it. So I will make sure the shipping team at Leo by Mail is looking for this. I know this is not the case because I have another set that I've been using. What happened here, apparently when China put this together, when they were packaging, they put two of the same one. So let's just pop that guy out. You will have 5 rolls. You have 3 that are your standard size width or height, which is 15 millimeters. And then you have 2 rolls that are that shorter height. So what I like to do when I am working with washi a lot of times is to layer them, put 2 together, the thinner and the thicker. So you have the 3 that are the 15 millimeter. So one of those has numbers that go all the way to, they go all the way to 12. So 1 to 12. You have the multicolored cameras, very fun. You have a floral. You have that chunky rainbow. And then the third or the 5th one that you have, the second of the smaller 2 is just kind of your word strip. So in one strip of washi, but you could cut that apart. So you will kind of see that on the website. I need to push this off to the side to make sure. I know they're not all like that. That must just be a one-off. Of course, it's the one I'm showing you. Oh, here, I'll do this. I'll pull this one out of the big bundle just so you can see it. This is it. This is what it should be. All right. So you can kind of see the all a strip of washi, but if you wanted, you would cut apart those little words or use it as a strip. So love this, documented, for the record, and others. All right. So let's keep going. We're going to look now at the die cut pieces. I look at the die cut pieces. Karen said, I drool at a lot of new washi, and then remember I have more, that's enough. Just gonna use it, right? Like everything, we need to use what we have. There's no sense in buying if we are not using, right? Well, I don't know. You do you. If you want to buy and not use and collect, who am I to tell you that that's not okay? But we really should be using, right? We should be using what we are buying. And that goes with your clothes, your food, whatever it is. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4 die cut packs. Let's start left to right. We'll start with the floral bits. So I mentioned before that the collection kind of has a dual personality. And you will see definitely in the floral bits, one side of that personality or look. Definitely the florals, right? Everything here is kind of softer, not necessarily the primary colors. You might have a couple of primary color accents. So a little red there. We might see a little bit of blue in some of the blossoms. But different size flowers, some single flowers, some clusters. But again, I love that one. I love so much. That little, just kind of with their little stems, so cute. Different size flowers, some singles, others that are groupings or ooh, hiccups, sorry about that. Hopefully that doesn't continue. That'll get annoying, won't it? Some little journaling spots on them, but just to give you a feel, that's really cute with the little clips, kind of accented with flowers, some little labels accented with flowers, but lots and lots and lots of flowers. And again, the nice thing about a pack like this is your flowers are your nice little accents in some cases when they're little like that, but you're not having to fussy cut, right? It's all about that, not having to do the fussy cutting. And this pack will go on. I mean, obviously it has a lot of pieces. It has 55 pieces, some larger than others, but that will last you quite a while. Okay, those are the floral bits from For the Record. Now let's take a look at the, that'll just stack nicely, maybe. Now let's take a look at, how about the sentiments bits? Marta, what did we miss here? Let me check. I missed what Marta was saying. It sounded like it wasn't something good. Marta. Oh no, Marta, I'm so sorry. Marta said her brother lost his home. Oh, Marta, in the Eaton Canyon fire. Oh my goodness, Marta, I'm so sorry to hear that.
we were talking about the fires earlier, and that's just devastating. I am so sorry to hear that. Cindy, I saw Cindy pop in. Cindy, are they close to you? Are the fires in California close to you? Oh, I have been through it last night and today to get away from. Oh my goodness, Cindy, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Gosh, it's devastating. And you know what? Here's the thing. Then it's really hard. And I'm not, Cindy, this is not you at all. And it's no one that's brought this up because I brought it up at the beginning. And then I'm like, oh, and then here we are looking at insignificant little pieces of paper, right? In the grand scheme of thing, we're looking at just little things that mean nothing. But you know, maybe it's something just to, you're here and you're something to keep your mind off of the devastation that's happening. And again, it's very difficult to transition from something so devastating to, hey, look how cute this little die cut is. So we acknowledge that and we'll just kind of keep going. But Cindy, please keep me posted, okay? Please email me and keep me posted because I'm very, very, very concerned. Think Hollywood Hills on fire. Oh my goodness. Oh, Cindy, please keep me posted, okay? Please keep me posted. So hard. It's so hard. Just devastating. All right, so we are looking at the sentiments bits. There are 62 pieces. Kelly said, yes, Lael, a little bit of happiness, right? A little bit of happiness. Okay, so I'm just starting to put a bunch of these out. The sentiments bits, I love this sentiments bits. I have to be very careful that I enunciate when I say that. Sometimes my words tend to kind of roll together, and if they're rolling together, sometimes a word comes out that I don't mean to come out. So these sentiments bits, that one in particular is difficult. But just really fun titles. This one, that makes me so happy. I think it's the color combination, the pink and the orange. That's probably why I like the floral side of this collection as well, because of the pink and the orange. All right, so lots of titles, some little quotes. Don't worry, better days are coming. They're called Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Stay close to people who feel like sunshine. I like that one, right? We get to choose who we want to be around in life. Well, sometimes, right? Maybe you have family that you don't get to choose, or maybe coworkers that you don't get to choose. But in other cases, we get to choose who we want to spend our time with. So this one, stay close to people who feel like sunshine. I love that. That is a good thing to remember. All right, anyhow, lots of pieces here. Just as we're looking through titles, some strips. This makes me smile. Some little hearts and thumbtacks. That's a nice size for the record. All right, so we will be using this for the record collection again this Saturday, I think. Oh yeah, we will. For our About Last Year list. So that is one of our lists for the Saturday. I have lots of little snowflakes now and thumbtacks and hearts that have fallen to the ground. All right, those are the sentiments bits for the record collection. Okay, let's take a look at the journal bits. So journal bits are the same here, Denise. I love the pink and orange color combo. I actually have, won't be this year. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe next year something that will come out that will be really cool in a pink and orange combo. We'll see. We shall see. All right, these are the journal bits. So 41 pieces. These, generally the journal bits are a little bit less icon heavy and more suited towards writing, whether it's a lot of writing or a little writing, writing a date, or maybe just a little moment or title. When we were looking at the sticker book, I said that we would see kind of that look again. Those are now in the journal bits for, oopsie, there's another one there. The journal bits for the record. So I just love that kind of look where you're writing something on top or stamping something on top of the piece. You have these fun little different kind of labels, right? The little details, loving this, today is the day, together is the best place to be, just a thought. So there are a number in that kind of similar shape and size. A couple of strips like this for the days of the week. Little guest check. There's more of our little days of the week. Little tab piece.
and just lots of fun pieces for the journal bits for the record. Okay, last but not least, well, no, actually second to last but not least, the bits and pieces. All right, Wanda, we are listing this Saturday. Denise, if it happens, it is a traveler's notebook. There is a very unique and fun, I have 4 new traveler's notebook covers coming out. If all goes according to plan, it should be March for our 5-year listing anniversary, our 5 years together on Saturdays. So if all goes according to plan, that will be a big weekend because there'll be new stamps releasing that weekend. There will be 4 new traveler's notebooks releasing that weekend. There will be the new idea book releasing that weekend. Lots of fun things coming. But anyhow, you will see that weekend one of the new 4 designs of traveler's notebooks. And if it goes as well as I think it will, which I'm pretty sure it's going to go pretty well, I think they'll all be very well received, but one of them, well, I don't know. It's like picking your favorite child. It's hard to do. One of them would be my thought for a pink and orange in the future. So just don't mind me. I'm just totally vague booking, right? Without really saying, but stay tuned. Stay tuned. Okay, so I've started to pull out some of the icons in the bits and pieces. That's a fun one. Place photo here. This is what I mentioned her. I love that you see a few of those pieces in the For the Record collection with a little gal like from the 50s. She looks like she works in an ad agency like Mad Men or something like that. There's another one. Anyhow, those are the bits and pieces, but then these guys too. So you will see, I won't get them all in order, but all those die cuts 1 through 12. So these would be great for listing. They would be great on a scrapbook page, or really they'd be great for anything, but you have all the numbers. 4 must be buried in here somewhere because I think 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, yes, 4 is in here. Okay, so we have one more package of die cuts to take a look at. And it is the ephemera. So still die cuts, but ephemera. These are fun. We haven't seen Simple Stories do anything really like this before. For the ephemera for the record, you have different calendars. So one calendar for each month of the year. These are not particular. They're not for a particular year. So don't get worried. You're looking at May and you're like, whoa, wait a minute. May 1st doesn't start on a Sunday or Monday or whatever. They all start that way. So they're not specific to a particular year, but you have your calendars, which are really fun. Those calendars, actually, that package of ephemera, these are the ephemera for the record. There's 18 pieces, but this is one of the products that is included in the 2025 year in review project kit, because we'll have fun with little calendars. Anyhow, so you have a calendar for each month, and then you even have, I guess you'd have 6 extra pieces if there are 18. So you've got some of these just little generics to go with it. All right, so there we go. That is the ephemera. Now, last thing we're going to take a look at in For the Record is the big bundle. So the big bundle is something I started doing maybe a year and a half ago with the Simple Stories collections, that I buy everything in the collection, the pieces that I bring in a la carte, but also the pieces or products I don't bring in a la carte, and sell them in a bundle. And when you buy the bundle, you get the bundle at 15% off. Oh, there you go, Jean. There is a bundle for the record. It should be out there. I'll have to go double check. Let me double check, because if you don't see it, it means it is sold out, but I can bring some more in. So I'll check when we're done. I mean, after we're done. All right, so big bundle for the record. That may be one that sold out quickly as well. I mean, for me. I know Simple Stories has all of this stuff. All of this has all the products still, because I just reordered all the a la carte stuff. So all the a la carte things in the big bundle that we already looked at, the washi, the bits and pieces, the sentiments bits, the floral bits, the journal bits, the ephemera, the sticker book, and the 6x8 pad. So those are all the things that we just looked at that I have available a la carte. But the things that I don't bring in a la carte that are part of the big bundle, you have the enamel dots, so 60 enamel dots. You have the decorative brads. The decorative brads, top half, those are metal brads. They are self-adhesive, so they don't have the little pesky prongs on the back. And the bottom part of the sheet is always the chipboard. Okay, so chipboard. Then you move to the chipboard frames. So you didn't see it either. Okay, so give me until tomorrow, which would be tomorrow's the 9th. In the morning, I just need to get in an order with Simple Stories. I need to add on to my order because I already have one shipping tomorrow, so they can probably just add to that order for me. So I'm going to say as soon as I know that it is on the way, I will add it back to the website. For those of you that are looking for that big bundle, or really any product in general that you see on my website that shows sold out, there is always a button that says email me when available. So your best bet is to click the email me when available button, enter your email. As soon as that inventory gets added back into the website, that process is automatic. It automatically sends you an email. So if you've been watching for, oh, you know what? You won't see it though right now because you're saying you're not seeing it. Okay, just hop onto the website tomorrow and you'll see it, or shoot me an email, laelbymail@gmail.com, or go to laelbymail.com and click contact us. Tell me you want that big bundle and then I'll make sure I've got you covered. All right. We have the chipboard frames. So chipboard frames are always really fun to use. There are 6 usually in each package. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A nice size, right? Some of those are sized larger, like for a 4x6 photo. Others sized a little bit smaller, maybe for a 3x4. Rub-ons. Yeah, we did look at rub-ons. Rub-ons, we saw a la carte as well. So the rub-ons. You have my favorite product that Simple Stories does in all their collections, the foam stickers. So 2 6x12 sheets of the foam stickers, so different on each side. These are great for your titles, like in your scrapbook pages and things. Most of these things I don't bring in a la carte, just because they don't really work, in my perspective, too well in a traveler's notebook because they're too thick. That's why I put them in the big bundle. Chipboard stickers, pretty self-explanatory there. Those are fun. Little typewriter keys. There we go. Typewriter keys. I will answer your question in one sec, Denise. Okay, then the last thing in this part of the big bundle is the 12x12 collection kit. So that's going to be the 12 double-sided 12x12 papers and then that 12x12 sticker sheet. Okay, so there's your 12x12 sticker sheet. And then as we quickly kind of thumb through the papers. And if you missed earlier, it sounds like the For the Record has already been put to bed on my website. So I'll make sure that it gets woken back up. I'll get my order with Simple Stories tomorrow. So if you were waiting for that or missed out on that, watch for that to go back up tomorrow. All right, so there we go. There are the 12 by 12 papers. For the most part, just smaller, scaled down, or larger versions. In the 6x8 pad, you see smaller, scaled down versions of those papers. These are fun. These are, you obviously don't see in the 6x8 pad. So those are 4x6 cards, one for each month. Okay, friends, so here we go. Any word on the clips? So Denise said, any word on the clips? Denise is asking about the Alepi clips, okay, or Alepi. The Alepi metal clips. I will just show you one new color that came in, and then we'll talk about what the deal is. So this green is a brand new color that came in. The Alepi clips, if you're not familiar with them, these are metal. They're steel clips that have been powder coated. So they are beautiful. They are made in Italy. So the process of reordering them each time is a little lengthy. The first time I ordered, I thought I had ordered plenty for a long time, and it turns out I didn't. They come in 3 sizes, and I think there's maybe 9 or 10 different colors
I'll just pull out a couple of these so you can see. There are still some colors and some sizes on the website. We're just waiting for the reorder, okay? We're just waiting for the reorder. This is going to be a case where your best bet, if you're waiting for a color or a size to come back in, would be to go to lailbymail.com. If it's sold out, click the button that says email me when available, and then you know right when it comes back in. So 3 sizes. This is the small, that is the medium, and that is the large. One of the fun things about them as well is they all have that little circle on the back, so you could actually hang them on the wall, and then they can be holding things on the wall. So Denise, yeah, they're on order. They're on order. We just don't know how long they'll take to get back in because they come from Italy. But they are amazing quality. They're just amazing. Let me see. Do I have measurement sizes I compare with those I use for standard size inserts I use? Karen, I'm not sure I'm not sure in particular what you are asking about. Maybe the clips, if you're asking about the clips do have the measurements on the website. So they're in millimeters. I think it's maybe, no, that wouldn't be millimeter. Anyhow, on the website, it has the different size measurements. Maybe it's 579 centimeters. I think they're centimeters. Debbie, you're so sweet. Thank you. Debbie said Lail's customer service is awesome. If it can be had, she'll get it for you. I appreciate that, Debbie. We try. Linda May said, looks like a cute collection. And Linda May, I'm not sure where you are in the process of watching. So you may be looking at Fresh Snow or you may be looking at For the Record. But both of them are beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. As always, the Simple Stories collections are just, they do such a wonderful job. Okay, friends, I am going to rotate the camera and we're going to say our goodbyes for another Wednesday. Let's flip the camera. The covers for inserts. The covers for TN inserts. Karen, email me. Will you email me? Because I'm not quite sure I understand your question. Ooh, let's go down a little bit there. I want to make sure I understand what you're asking. So shoot me an email and we can chat there. Okay, friends, so everything I showed you is in stock, shipping now. So lailbymail.com, or in the description box of the video, there are a couple of links. Probably the easiest link to follow is the one that says What's New. That will take you to the What's New page on the website, and you will see all the things I showed you there. If you were waiting for the For the Record big bundle, I will, you know what, as soon as we're done, I will go back and unarchive it, so it will just show us sold out. And then you can click the little button that says email me when available. Okay, so give me like 5 minutes. It is, I need to reference the time. So it is Wednesday, January 8th, 2025 at 7:52 p.m. I had to do a little math in my head because I'm not in that time zone. 7:50, math, it's 1 hour. 7:52 p.m. Pacific time. Right. So give me 5 minutes and then it will be back up. It will still show sold out, but you can click the email me when available. I just need to make sure I don't ever want to sell anything that I may not be able to fulfill, but I'm pretty sure Simple Story still has it all. All right. Oh yes, Heather, my velvet top era. Yes. Heather was with me. Some of you were with me on one of our last listing sessions where in my list of eras I'm in, velvet tops was one of them. I sure love my velvet tops. I will tell you though, they don't breathe very well. Even though there's like a nice little satin under, against the skin, they're pretty warm. So when you're under all these lights, it gets a little toasty. And then the time of life I'm into, you know what happens there. Let's see. Oh, Linda May, it's okay. Linda May said, oh man, I just got here. I'll have to watch after. Ooh, we're totally crooked. You can always watch the replay, right? It's okay. Pamela, when is the new mini album kit coming out? The mini album kit with, oh my goodness, totally lost my train of thought. That collection is called Front Porch. Thank you. The Front Porch one will come out probably in about 2 weeks. I'm going to say probably in about 2 weeks. So there is a new mini book project kit that you will see later in January. Using the Front Porch collection from Simple Stories. You will see it. You can always know what's coming on the coming soon page on the website. So up at the top, there's a couple of, little menu items. One of them is coming soon. That will show you products coming soon and also projects coming soon. So It will tell you month. It won't necessarily tell you exact day until I know. So later this month, Pamela. When does Year in Review ship? Kathy Williams, Year in Review ships on January 15th, mid-January. So we have another week. It starts shipping a week from today, January 15th, 2025. So just still kind of wrapping up the last parts of the design of that. I mean, they're all kitted. I'm just still finishing the design of the project and then need to write the instructions. So the stamps, I think the stamps were the last thing to arrive, and I think they just got here within the last couple of days. So that's also what we were waiting on. Okay, friends, I think I grabbed everything. Am I doing a class with the Simple Stories Classic Poo Protection Collection? Brenda, I am not planning on it. I am not planning on it because it is, so first of all, it is darling. There are a couple of other manufacturers that have done a classic Winnie the Pooh collection, but the Simple Stories, it is good. It's beautiful. So I am bringing in all the product, but I'm not planning on doing a class for it just because it's a little bit too specific. I think it maybe is a little bit too specific for my customer base. And I always try to kind of keep that in mind when I am designing like a class or a project. But I will have all the product because I love it. And we'll be using it, some of it, in our Saturday sessions because there are parts of that, even if you're not a Winnie the Pooh person, there are parts of that that are just beautiful that have nothing to do with Winnie the Pooh. So stay tuned as soon as my order comes in for that. They haven't started shipping that yet, but as soon as my order comes in for that, we'll have that on a What's New Wednesday. So next Wednesday, we will take a look at Front Porch from Simple Stories. We will take a look at Heartstrings from Simple Stories. We will take a look at the launching that day, the January Stamp and Die release from Mail by Mail, and then also 2 new craft storage pouches, which I'm very excited about. Okay, friends, thank you for joining me this evening. Again, just thoughts of positive thoughts and out to all of our friends in Southern California. So if you have friends in Southern California, if you are in Southern California, if you have friends in Southern California and you're already sending your thoughts and prayers or positive thoughts or energy or however you like to put good out into the universe, please send it. And if you don't know anyone in Southern California, still send all the positive thoughts because they need as much of that as they can get, right? And please, friends, those of you that are, just keep me posted, please, because I will worry about you. So some of you I know that live there that I will worry about you. So please keep me posted. Cindy, will I ever carry Vicky's exclusive stuff in your store? So Cindy, this is kind of an interesting thing. Vicky and I talk a lot. We have talked probably more in the last 2 weeks than we have in a while, in hours-long conversations. We actually had a conversation yesterday, I want to say yesterday, thinking about how she can carry my things in her store and I can carry, well, we didn't really talk about me carrying her things in my store, but it just makes sense, right? But she specifically, we were talking about her carrying my things in her store. So absolutely. Really what we talked about was that for her customers that are Canadian, Vicky is Canadian, Vicky lives in Canada. So for her customers or Canadian people that want to buy my products, but it's hard for them to do that because of the duties and the shipping and all of that, that if she had my products and she made them available on her website, that would help the Canadians. And then if I had her products, then it might help the US people that didn't want to order from her and, you know, all of that because of shipping and duties and what have you. So, Deborah said, Lael and me, my sister's on her way here. How are you okay? Are you in an okay area, Deborah? I hope. Your son is, okay, you're safe. Your son is safe for now near Hollywood. And it sounds like Hollywood is getting, oh, I'm so sorry. Just so sorry. Just so devastating. It's just so devastating. Deborah, please keep me posted too, okay? And not this way, but email me, will you? Just so I know. I mean, not if things get crazy, but all of you, email me so I know you're safe. Please, we'll be thinking about you. All right, friends, I'm going to take off. Enjoy the rest of your evening. If you had questions that I missed, please just go to laelbymail, go to laelbymail.com, click contact us, and then we can chit chat that way. We are listing this Saturday. This Saturday is the 11th. So join me here on Saturday morning, 9 a.m. Pacific time for 3 more lists. And if I don't see you Saturday, we have What's New Wednesday next week. We have listing again next week. So I hope to just see you at some point, here on the interwebs. Thanks for watching, you guys. Stay safe, regardless of where you are. Stay safe. Bye-bye. Bye.